a town where the grass is green, a place where the high vibes beam. We talk about the plants we grow at Ames High Cannabis Show. Tune in, hear the stories told about the secrets of the rolling gold, with interviews and lessons sweet. We educate on nature's tree. Grow it tall, grow it right. Feel the love in every life. Ames High will guide you through the path to the green, so true.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Today we got this special fucking guest in the building. It's Matt's Greenspace, bro. Got so much motherfucking knowledge for you. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Thank you for coming in, bro. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming in.
man. No, thank you for inviting me. That's awesome.
Hell yeah,
Great
bro.
to see
Hell
you.
yeah. Dude, fuck yeah. Haven't talked to you for a minute, but bro, picked up the conversations like it was just yesterday, bro. I love it. I love it. Oh yeah. So we got a couple questions. Y'all know how it is. Real quick shout out to chat, everybody who stopped in. We got Germinator in the building. We got Main Dad, Salt Bunyan. We got who else we got, Matt? Who else we got?
We got Peanut Tree. We got Grandpa Grows. We got who else is out there? We got Rock Solo. We got Spanish Dre.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, hell people. Oh yeah.
How you guys all doing out there tonight?
Hell yeah. Oh shit. All right.
Awesome.
Hell, bro, we got a bunch of people in here. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be
Different
good one,
going,
y'all.
it's different going live on a Saturday. Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely. It definitely feels a little different.
You're like, I should be live right now. What the fuck? Love it.
Yeah, I just got a bunch of plant stuff done today too, so it's my normal day to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Too easy. Too easy.
Yeah, I was just bleaching shit right before I came in here.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Man, I always got shit to do. Always got shit to do on the ground. Always.
100%. Yeah, Saturday's busy.
Hell yeah. Well, let's get into it real quick. So, first question, just like generic questions, you know, what inspired Matt's Greenspace?
Just learning how to grow, just wanting to teach people the methods that I was doing because I was figuring out I was getting an overall really good yield for the plant counts that I had to abide by where I live. So I just wanted to be able to teach people how I was doing it, and I think I was getting on average it was 900 grams in a 4x4 when I started. This whole room right here was my grow space. Right there was the 4x4. Right there was the hydroponic system when I started off. Here was a 2x3 that I kind of made it into one tent, and I had propagation on top. And here was a 2x4. I did that until the landlord found out that I was growing and made shit. And I had about a week to get everything out. That sucked. So decided to make this into my studio and go from there. But that's kind of what I was growing in there, and I just was realizing that it was able to achieve enough to be able to smoke enough to not go to the dispensary and buy. Like, it was costing, because it was 3 people that smoke here, right? There's like, and that gets expensive.
Oh yeah.
Especially at the dispensary. So we all gotta bring it down that way. So that kind of helped out, and I just found out the ways with scrogging and doing the certain talking methods and the way that I was kind of training plants out and growing them out, that it was doing well. And I was at the same time was taking extra courses to learn how to grow better, and then thought that the stuff that I could learn I could be able to reteach the people out in the that were paying attention if they wanted to.
Okay.
Right. So just kind of excelled from there and ended up going to events. I got in Canada, we got different events here.
Pull that up.
So these are for different. Let me see. We're gonna go like this. So these are. I don't care if my full name's on here. My full name's on my website too. So, so these are different expos that went to meet people. This is actually where I met John Buffello. Was at one of these expos. Me and him are now good friends. We talk every day. This right here, was Tommy Chong's signature for the when we were at this event. I met him. I got pictures on Instagram for that too.
Hell yeah.
Going to those events, talking to people that are in the industry, learning from them, and then also going with Bug B and with doing his program.
Mm-hmm. How? Oh, sorry. No, I keep going. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
Both of those people I used to watch their videos and try to learn that way, and then ended up taking their programs.
And how did that start? Like, how much did it cost, and what was that like?
So for Bruce Bugby's program at Utah State, that one was $1,500. But it was well worth it. That is such an indoor depth course. $1,500 US. In Canada at that time, and it cost me about $2,000.
Oh shit!
A little bit more, yeah. But it would be equivalent anyways, though, because of that. But went through that and ended up finishing with 88%, which was awesome. That was an awesome thing. And
88, nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And got my certificate from that one.
Hey.
So Bruce Bugby. So these were the three main instructors for the program. So took that program.
Certified, y'all. Fucking certified.
And then because I've been working with, and we'll get into the other stuff later, but because I've been working with and still work with NPK for as long as I have, NPK actually paid for me to go to Harley Smith's course.
Hey.
So I've finished Harley Smith's short course as well. And this one I actually got 100% in. So that was another really good one. That was a one-on-one, so there was a lot of one-on-one interaction with Harley himself, which was a lot of help. There's a lot of information he has to offer.
Yeah, they're both fucking smart as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Super duper smart. I was working for a company that Bruce was actually a consultant for and shit. He helped us set up the whole lighting system and everything. I talked to him a couple times, but me and him didn't vibe that much, and I doubt that he even remembers me. Well, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, no, that program, and the really good thing about his program is it's not just him that teaches it. He teaches what he knows best, but he'll bring in the experts to teach what they know best. That's part of that's mainly the cost of the course, is because he has to bring in many different people from their expertise to teach their expertise. So he's not just reading what he's learned quickly on something. It's actually being taught by people in their fields.
Fuck yeah! So it's not like a bunch of slideshows and sitting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was worried about that.
That's the reason for the price of the course. It's just because they had to do, because I've done that, right? And that's I think he does say that in a video. I can't remember if he does that or not, but that's the reason, is because he has to bring in so many other people for it.
Shit. Hell yeah. Well, giving you the best training possible. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, man.
That's
by just learning that stuff and being able to pass it on. I think the best thing about passing it on is because that helps you memorize things more. So if you're able to learn something and teach it, to somebody else, like it really builds it into your memory. And people like on my live streams, and especially when we talk about things like amino acids and whatnot, I'll almost sound like a repetitive textbook as I'm talking about it, because I'm just used to saying exactly kind of how Harley would talk about it. I'll use Harley as an example for that, because how he kind of reversed what the Dutch did, because the Dutch wouldn't tell people how they were able to figure out the calcium in plants.
Yep.
So he had to go and figure it out by reformulating. So that's why there's a lot of good information for him from that.
Bro, the Dutch, I'm fucking bro.
Oh yeah,
top of line, bro.
Well, they had to, because they banned the use of pesticides and fungicides overnight, and they started losing crops, so they had to figure it out, and it was like bringing the calcium up in the plants. So yeah,
learn it or burn it. Yep.
The bricks levels was what saved them, and you got a better overall product.
Bro, they're yeah, dude. Oh. Yeah, God, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different show right there. It could be, dude.
Oh yeah, that can go. That's a huge subject. That's just the top of it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. So what got you into the whole gardening and cannabis cultivation? Like, what inspired you to want this plant?
I've always like, even as a kid, I've always been into gardening, and
hell yeah,
I could definitely recall drawing pictures of fucking cannabis plants as a kid and shit like that. But no, in Canada, when 2017 happened, it was legal. We could grow 4, and having such a past where I didn't really want to be breaking the law, because I didn't know how much they had on me in the past. Like, yeah, it's back, but they can't do nothing now because I've been good for long enough. But I didn't want to be growing weed when it wasn't legal. So as soon as it was legal, boom, started right away, and worked on that. It ended up being a medicine for me, so I can at least grow with a license here. But I can't flower. I can't flower. I can't do anything like that, because they remember what they did by kicking. There was a full warning and everything, like a written warning, because of growing culture. I'll show you why, though. Yeah, the reason. Where the duct goes up to the ceiling for the dryer vent, I used to I had a T. I put an adapter in there with a damper, and that's how I used to exhaust my air out of the place. And they had to come and clean the ducts one day, like a company, and they bitched and complained to the landlord that they had to take down some contraption that was used for a grow up. It was for plants. It wasn't a. But like, that's what I mean, right? It's just that always kind of soured me when that happened. But no, after that, just kind of abide by it and do what you got to do.
100%. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. No.
But
I don't.
No, but sorry to continue the question though. How I got into it. So I don't know. I have talked about in the past that I had addiction issues and what have you. I had addiction problems for about 6 years.
Okay.
I got sober in 2019 on February 8th in 2019. I haven't touched it since, and that's why I have this tattoo with the date across it. Once I got sober, it was one of those things, like I was addicted to crack and meth, and that's why I'm missing teeth that you'll see sometimes I miss them. It's an unfortunate thing. When I go in public, I have a partial that goes in so I don't scare people. But it was one of those things that you needed a hobby to get your way out of. And I always thought about growing, and it became legal, and using cannabis. When I say sober, I smoke cannabis and that's it, right? I'll use mushrooms therapeutically for depression, especially around when my dad passed from cancer, and that was one of the main reasons why I started growing cannabis as well, because I wanted to try to grow it so he can at least have some available to him, and it was helping until he went to do there's complications with the stem cell procedure, and that's what led to him passing away. But the cannabis was helping up until that point, and I never kind of stopped growing after that. It just was a sobering hobby for me, and it just continued. And then that's where I did that for kind of like, it would be a couple of years, because I started my channel in 2021. And I started growing in 2019 as a sobering hobby. So that's kind of basically how that started.
That's dude, 100%. Fucking check this out.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
And bro, fucking congratulations, bro. 100%, bro. You were fucking killing it, dude. Like, to stay sober that long, that's a hard fucking thing to achieve. I have a bunch of friends who are constantly having problems with that shit. Like, my dad was like a really bad alcoholic. My my cousin was like fucking on a bunch of stuff, you know? So like I understand, bro, and it's really cool to actually see like a real firsthand experience that like weed actually changing somebody's life, you know.
It helped cut the edge. It helped cut the edge of the addiction. I was smoking crack till I couldn't afford it anymore, so I tried to smoke meth and I couldn't keep up. So my thing was I started injecting meth. That was I knew where that was going to lead to, especially with the fentanyl that's going around, right? I knew that it wasn't going to be. It was a matter of time. I was on the street for not very long. I made a decision very, very quickly. It took only a month of being on the street, sleeping in. We have something called Kool-Aid Society up here. I don't know what they have down in the States, but it's like where the people can stay if they're homeless in like bad weather situations. And I'm in Canada. So that was being in there and knowing that I had months, not years anymore to live. I was like, nah, fuck this. And then my parents let me back in. Right. And when my dad's diagnosis for his cancer ended up happening, it was he passed away in 2021. So that's right after I actually started my channel. I come to think about it now. I started my channel a month after he passed away. But so he was able to see me get sober for a year and tell me how proud he was of me being sober instead of all the bad stuff that I heard from my 6 years, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Shit, bro. That is a wild fucking story, man. You've been through some shit, man, and like you came out fucking clean, bro. Well, not clean, but like you know what I mean. Like, bro, fucking killing it,
cannabis
dude.
is a medication. I'm not smoking it to get like on the couch and not be able to move and do a bunch of edibles. I'm doing it. I smoke it once in the morning. I smoke a joint once in the morning to get my anxiety kind of under control for work. Go out to do it and have a shower. Put on some of this cologne. I got like 4 different colognes so I can keep it fresh every day. And then have a joint when I come home. And then that's what it is. I'm not getting plastered. Sometimes on my live streams I will. I think I got one live stream where I ate a 2,400 milligram gummy. That was fun.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah,
man. I love it.
Well, sometimes.
Well, so what's your favorite part about sharing your growing journey on YouTube?
Seeing if somebody else is stuck and let's say their method is similar to mine, and seeing them if they want to if other people exceed in their garden, basically. If they're like they're stuck on one part of what's going on and they try to watch my garden and see, oh, that's what it is, or I'll answer any question. Every single comment I get as of right now, I answer every one of them, especially even in questions. I make sure I help people out if they need it. It's that's basically it. Seeing other people, if they want to imitate seeing it how I do well. That's what I like to see.
And so
that was the best way to say it, but
that dude, bro, that was a good. great answer, bro. Do you still? I remember talking about it a while back. You were going to offer classes and stuff like that. You're thinking about it. Are you still
Yeah.
going to do that,
Yeah.
or
Right
are you
now, I
still?
offer
Are
free.
you doing that?
There's free classes I
Yeah.
offer my website. There's because I do it through my I have a free StreamYard, so there
Mhm.
can only be 5 other slots. So I only have a 5 slot thing on it,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's including myself, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
so I've been running those for a little bit. I just made sure that the one was posted. It's for April 11th. And the reason why I run that is because eventually I want to get more into teaching it. But offering the free things online on my website, I'm able to do it in such a way where it helps improve my knowledge of what I'm doing, as well as teaching somebody else how to do it at the same time. Like I said, that repetition, it
Yeah.
makes it so I can just know it without having to think about it. And that's where I want to get with gardening. And sometimes I might get stumbled on questions on my live stream. Sometimes you'll probably see it if you've been there. But it's a goal of mine to be able to answer questions. This one is I'm smoking on the Tango Mango right now still. I got Tango Mango and the Terpe's Punch Auto, which I kind of switch between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You give us close up, if you could. Bro, everybody got these fancy ass fucking. Damn it. Oh man, that is beauty.
So that's
Bro.
what I'm smoking on now. This is my ready stuff. I got stuff that isn't ready. Because I make sure I allow. Hang on, I'm gonna make sure it's not ready. There, it's loud. This is the Terpe's Punch. It kind of grew weird, but it has a good taste to it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it has like a weird. It has not weird, but it has a kind of a unique taste to it. Again, my past, because I did a lot of blow, which was my main thing. That's what I was addicted to for 6 years, and then it just spiraled downhill, right?
Mm.
And that's exactly where it always leads. I've lost a lot of my sense of smells, which sucks.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I bet. All them holes in the nose. That'll fucking do it to you.
The mixed bin. I have a mixed bin of a couple different things here.
I love it. I love it.
This one's honeycomb.
How many of those you got? Goddamn it! I'm fucking feeling quite poor here right now.
They're the ones. They're the 8 liters too, so they hold a pound.
Oh fuck.
So this one's not ready yet. It's still kind of curing.
Okay.
These ones are.
You see? Oh, bro. I'll smoke the shit out of that. You
What?
know, you just send me that. I'll test it for you.
Yeah, that was growing the 4x8. This one was underneath the Spider Farmer side, the 8600.
Oh wait, we got more. Oh fuck.
Yeah, this is the these ones are smaller but really frosty. This is the one that was done for the grow off.
Oh shit, yeah.
And there's a lot, the majority of the mix bin, and then all of this is basically a whole bunch of those. It was not much fun to trim, but they're frosty.
From smoke.
Yeah, but that's what I got for that.
God damn.
And I got Menta de Croco hanging right now, so that's gonna be coming down for trim next weekend. And then a switch up. I already got the switch up. Juicy, the Juice Junkies already in the 4x8. That's gonna probably be flipped in 2 weeks, maybe a week. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Already flipped E-Town. That's already in end of it's week day 7 right now of flower, so the end of week 1. And the ice cream marker, which is ice cream cake and permanent marker, that's gonna be going into the That's going into the 2x4 as soon as I reset the because I'm gonna buck up the all of the buds off the look. You got a little bit still in there. Menta de Croco. So when the Menta de Croco is bucked up, I'm gonna reset it, be ready. So on the weekend when I go up there at 6 or whatever in the morning, I'll bring the plant over, set it up, scrog it out, and veg it out until it's full. Now that that's under the HLG on that side too, it's doing a lot nicer.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. So what are some of your favorite growing methods and why? Because I know you mentioned scrug. Yeah, I know you mentioned Why scrug?
Maximizes your overall canopy, your footprint of the tent. I do kind of a different. I don't completely scrug when it I hear the word scrug. I think of kind of like what I'm doing right now for my the autoflower in the 3x3, where it's one net and you're pulling the thing until it's just a whole bunch. Until it's a screen of green and just a bunch of buds pulled over, right? And that's when I think of, and that when I'm doing a scrog on that autoflower.
Okay.
But on mine, I kind of scrog my vegging layer and then flip it, and then I kind of maybe do most likely in this 4x8. I'll often do one more tuck at the end of the first week, and then let it go into a second net. The reason why is I'm aiming for a slab of growth and not just that first layer. So I do I do my defoliation down and through, so it can fill in that space.
Yeah. You get the light penetration and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm aiming for a little bit more on the quantity, right? One could say that if you just had one single layer, then you can have like an overall better quality on that one layer, and that's very much true because it wouldn't be sporadic depending on where the buds tops are. But I'm doing it to keep me out of the dispensaries. But
hey, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Right.
Shit.
And stuff, and it's good quality. The thing is that last one I showed you, the frozen bag, which is the frozen bag by Robin Hood Seeds.
Okay.
It's a cut that they use for the Canadian Grow Up here. That's getting tested. It's already been sent, and I'll have the actual results posted for what the actual plant is for its results. What else is getting tested? Tango Mango is getting tested. That first one, the one that I just put out, which was really tasty. That one's getting tested as well. Because Fraser Valley, a guy that I've been working with for a bit, he wants that one tested, so I sent a sample of that as well.
What's the nose on that? Like real strong mango?
Yeah. You definitely get that citrus. That it's like a mango and a little bit of citrus and a mango in there for sure. Okay. Like it tastes good. If you're into that. Some people aren't.
Yeah. I love mango.
Yes, I'm definitely there. So that's why I'm like trying to keep my. But when you're into that kind of that smell, you want to have your storage as cold as possible because those are going to be your first terpenes that volatile.
Yep, gone. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, those are the first ones. So that's why because they're going to be, once I get through all the hash that's in here, I got trim, basically. It's all trim and smalls, like all the smalls that I didn't want to like make into
like the beet nuggets and stuff.
Yeah. So this is full. And then I got my food fridge. I can actually show you guys this whole thing. I can put this down. Yeah. I got this as a gift from a client, right? This bottle of wine. I don't drink, so I'm just gonna give it to my mom, maybe. That's full of weed.
Dude, right there at the top. I love it. Hey, he's not lying. That's fucking full of weed. I love it. Here, let me blow that up for. No, it's too late. It's too late. Y'all don't get to see. Look at that shit right there at the top, bro. You got all of it for days.
I actually had to open up some and like really push the air out to really. I need to get a vacuum sealer. That would be even better, especially if you're using the freezer. But all this is kind of dried after bucking, right? Where like you have all your sticks hanging, and then I come in there and I buck it all up off the sticks, and then this would be the stuff that decides when I'm in my trim bins. I'm like, no, that's not worth doing. That's not so. It's no stick. It's just the sugar leaf and the smalls, right? And that's what's in there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna be able to practice with the freeze dryer on what levels to keep my plates at for the heating, because it does have heat plates. So I want to make sure that I bring it to the right temperature, and I can practice with the say live hash, like dead hash, right? Like already dried for that period of time before I start freezing plants. And I probably won't at this time of the year. Once I start, I probably won't make fresh frozen until the next winter. I'll probably start like preparing what I want to use, like maybe the terpier plants and stuff like that. Kind of prep that in September or maybe August of what I want to kind of get ready for the winter, because it's all about, especially doing perpetual growing, you're always thinking like 4 months ahead of time. What do you want to smoke in 4 months? Plant it now, because and then it just rotates, and you're like, oh yeah, that's coming up now. That's coming up, like
yeah. Like perpetual is definitely the way to go, bro. 100%.
But as long as you keep it going, it just never runs out. But that's what happens if you have a problem and a grow. Like let's say I went to my grow right now and something happened. Oh, they're all done. I won't feel it right now. I'll feel that in 2 months.
Yeah, you'll feel later.
Everything's like you see buds on a bunch of other stuff, and you're like, but I don't have anything now. Maybe longer than 2. Yeah, you know what I mean.
It'll be down the road.
The bump is later down the road, and you don't want to. You want to avoid that.
What's the biggest mistakes that you see new growers making?
Depends. What depends on kind of what they're doing for are they if they're in hydroponics or if they're in soil based grows, right? Overwatering, one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Right, everybody. And it's about frequency. People, it's like when it comes to watering, it's about frequency. If you water your plants today, and your plant's this big, you don't need to water it tomorrow, right? And it happens all the time. You see it all the time. Especially. And then when people are doing the organics, you see it happen more often than not. That's going to cause a lot more issues. I personally grow hydroponically. I can actually give an exact number.
I got this.
So 35 plus 10. 45 plus my one outdoor, so 46. I've done 46 runs photo period, and I've done 13 autobar runs. So out of all those, I've probably only done about 4 runs that were using organic, and when it's organic, Sky Green, that's what I use. I don't know organics, and but that's why it's awesome. Our community is so full of other people that know so many different styles. That like when you have certain lives, like a community-based live where it's all people that are there for talk about plants. That's what I like to do on my lives on the Tuesdays. Is I try to make it about plants, and I have a guest that comes up. I know you probably know Wesley. He's really awesome when it comes to
smart, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's up there as well, it's just I've done so much in hydroponics, and it's just bam, bam, bam. Any of those questions, they get answered. It's just it's awesome when the community can come together, and then you have all the other people in chat, right? And it's a lot of when people stick to like kind of what they're good at, and then try to teach people what they're good at. A lot of people can really benefit from it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I always kind of joke about organics for myself, because it's just something I can't really give people the best advice on. Even though I've been to all these programs, again, these programs are based around hydroponics mostly. Like when you go to Bruce Bugby's class, unless it's changed since I did it, which was
Look.
it probably not even dated.
Oh shit.
No. Yeah. All my PDFs are copyrighted 2001 that I have because I made sure like when I left the program, I can't show people, so it's only for my own kind of refresher because I took the course, so it's a very touchy thing. But I took all the PDFs, so I can actually sit there and refresh what the PDFs were, like the spreadsheets. No, not the spreadsheets, but the slides that were done in the classes.
Yeah.
I have all of them, so I can sit there and look at all the slides in the classes and refresh what the course was because I wanted to make sure I always have that kind of stuff available for me, as well as yes. This is Harley Smith's class,
I love it, bro. Oh yeah.
but it's just something so I can make sure if I ever had to refresh or somebody asked me a question that I don't know, which I love being asked those questions, being stunned on, I can go back and kind of figure it out. And it just helps cement that kind of knowledge.
I feel that. There's a big ass power in repetition. Like anybody can learn in repetition. Do the same thing a bunch of times over and over again, and you will learn it 100%. That's literally like one of the keys to like learning things. Just do it a bunch of times.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, it gets to the point where when I'm mixing my nutrients, like I got 5 different jars up there that I do for different times. So I'm mixing them all together and I just do it. I just know how much on average I need to put into the spoon without even really measuring it out. Just boom, boom, boom. But then I check it anyways because I always tell people to check it and I don't share. I stick to what I say.
Yeah.
But more times than not, it's exactly what I think it's going to be. But it's you got to check.
Cause you never know. Something could have happened, you know.
Yeah, something could have been lining your actual cup too, right? Or measuring, which is all right here because my hydroponics is I
like dirt.
Yeah, my filtration system is right there, so I have it on demand.
Hell yeah! You got a like a 3-stage, 2-stage RO system? What you got?
No, it's actually where I live in BC. Our water, after it goes through the filters, the sediment filter I have at least, I put my probe in, and it comes out at 20 ppm with no other filtration. So, and that's through the 2 that I have. I got so the nasty brown one is the new filter. It's coming on next week. So when that one comes, that's going to be white again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know.
and the black one that's over there, I already have a replacement for. So the black one takes out the chloramine because that's what our city uses. It doesn't use chlorine. So, and that was my main purpose of getting the filter because if it was already coming out clean enough, I wasn't worrying about it. But because our city report, knowing that it uses chloramine doesn't boil out. It's not free. So you have to get it out.
Yeah, because like with chlorine, you can fucking off gas that. Like you just aerate your water, and it'll eventually fucking dissipate, right?
And it's like 24 hours or something.
Yeah,
isn't it something like it's not that bad?
And shit, yeah, chloramine does not do that. No, no, that shit's so fucking That's bad.
So that's a kinetic. That's a kinetic filter. So that's the KDF filter, and that's not really necessary because I don't have all the other shit in the water. So I'm replacing it with the ChlorGuards, which is strictly just for chlorine. Okay. That's also what I'm waiting on too before I start making hash, because that's going to be what I make hash with. And you see the nasty brown. I don't want nasty brown in my hash.
Fuck no, dude. That is
no.
Whoo! That was. Now, I've seen some dirty filters, bud, but that one, got one.
Yeah, it needs. I ordered it on February 5th, It was in back ordered, and they finally found 4 of them. Because Hydrologic, that's the company that I use, they apparently, I didn't know that Hawthorne bought them, unfortunately. So now it's going to have to deal with what they're going to do. So I really hope that they continue to use them and continue, because what Hawthorne does a lot of times, they shut down people. From what I remember. Don't quote me on that, actually. Yeah, I don't want to get mad, but that's what they're not a very nice company.
Is all I can say is probably not.
No. But no, they're bringing in 4 filters, which is awesome, because I got one of those here, and I got one of those at the other place. I got 2 systems, because one's for my watering.
Okay.
That one's not so bad, but it's still getting brown.
It's getting brown. Oh
and it needs to get done.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your advice for someone wanting to start like a grow focused channel, like kind of like your channel? You know what I mean? Like,
like to educate, or
yeah, to educate. Shit, I should have said that. That was a better way to say it. That was a good one.
To first find something that you're good at. To make sure you have an understanding of something that you're doing in the garden that you're good at. Like for me, my main part of what I try to teach is how I scrog out and how I maximize and how I'm getting the yields that I'm getting in the space that I'm doing. I think my most in a 4x4 was 1103 grams or something like that. So just about 2.5 pounds.
Yeah.
And my 4x4 weight was 1,800. So I'm still trying to get to that 2 kilo mark in a 4x8, but it's something that I've been able to do through scrogging, through total canopy coverage, and different ways of training. And be it defoliating, and timing of defoliating, because if you don't time it right, you can really mess things up as well.
Okay. So, have you faced any challenges with your YouTube content, like restrictions on your like on cannabis? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, a lot of my videos, all my videos are age restricted. I put out a video. I want to say 3 weeks ago now. I can't remember. It was one of the last because the Spider Farmer for example, my Spider Farmer series, I'm not with them anymore, so I'm kind of finishing it off. 130 is going to be the last one, and it's going to be done. But I was putting out one of those episodes, and when I was on that first part of the screen, they hit me before I even got to that part of the menu to click it myself. That's how quick they got me.
Oh man!
I was like sitting there working and like doing like quick description and get to. Oh, it must have had a timeline. It must have been something with a timeline in it, because I remember doing like on the timeline being like to be announced, and then going down to my last little bit, and it's like age restriction. I'm like, that's at the bottom of this page. I haven't even got there yet.
God damn it!
But you know what? When I have had luck, I put out. I sometimes I have accidentally not clicked that button just by putting out videos, and one time I accidentally forgot to do it. And they do take off if you can get through it, but as soon as it gets, it's like, and it's just like flatline. So, but for me, I'd rather my age restrictions, because they won't return. Can you actually repeal your age restrictions to get away with it? Because they always get me on that. Like,
I restrict all my videos. I smoke. I swear. I do all kinds of shit, so I have to. Yeah.
For me, like, I like to show the plant. I like to sit there and show the training. It's unfortunate that we can't get as much exposure as we can, and just at least be visible for people that are 18 plus, because everybody has their age set in these things half the times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm not making videos for children, but I'm not making videos for a niche people that know who I am already, that can already see me. Yeah. Like, at least allow people who are 18 to see stuff that people that are 18 can see plus. right? Or give or take. Like depending on where you are, if you're not allowed to do it at 18, you know your age. But but it should be available that way. But for me, I'm not going to stop showing plants. I'm not going to stop showing training. I'm not going to stop smoking during my live streams because that's the part of the community that it's part of, right? It's the part of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
There's also the medicinal side of it, which I've been doing. I also been doing lots of reading on through Audible and taking notes. That's what half of these are for. We're making notes and learning what cannabis does to receptors on your body and what certain cannabinoids do to receptors, and learning how the medicinal effects are, and not just knowing it is that thing that you can just do for fun. And it's just knowing what it can really do for the person, and not just cannabinoids, but knowing what the terpenes and flavonoids, which are also in a lot of other things, not just cannabis, but what they do too, because everything has an effect.
100%.
Just read a book actually where the first chapter is just a massive list of what all these things are doing. So I'm like, well, that sucks for Audible. I might actually listen to some Audible and then you go pay the $38 to get the actual book so I can have that list to actually start looking at it, right?
Yeah.
But I like that's what I'm in. That's what I'm into. I'm into the educating part of it. I'm into the how it can help you, and then it's kind of fun too because the fun part of it brings community together, brings people like to have those fun smoke sessions depending on where you're at, right?
Yeah. So to go back on like your growing techniques, what's one tip or one technique or tip that dramatically improved your grow?
Scrogging.
The scrog. All right, I'll give you that. That's a good one.
Being able to manipulate the plant, because again, I got where I grow, I can't do it here. Where I grow, I have to have 4 plants because, like I probably said many times, it's at a family member's house that I've made a promise to that person that I'm not going to sit there and because if something were to happen and somebody were to go there and search the house and have more plants, then it could put her in jeopardy, depending on how harsh they would want to be. And I don't know how that could pan out. So I don't want to put that person at risk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I can grow 4 plants. Well, let's grow 4 big plants.
Okay.
So I'll veg out my plants. I'll put them there. And when
how
they
long
get
is the veg?
depending on the tent. When I grow in my 4x8, it's upwards of 88 days of veg, but it's only spending 7 to 10 maybe of those days actually in that 4x8. They're vegging somewhere else, growing big, stretching out. Then I slam them in that tent when that tent's ready after it's done drying and I've reset. So I basically run the run, harvest the run, dry the run in that tent, and then buck all that stuff up, put it into a bunch of 5-gallon pails. Normally it takes about 5-gallon pails for that whole tent.
Okay.
And then I reset the entire tent by wiping down all the walls and all the poles with bleach. My hangers that I use for the for drying, which I use basically sock drip hangers. So they have clips attached. So they have clips attached to them, and then you basically get 10 sticks per hanger. And then I have a clothing rack. So I put the clothing rack together, which is normally I just assemble them, put beside one of the tents. So I put that up, and it extends out when it's about 7 feet, it's about 7 feet when it's extended out. And then I'll run the hangers across that, and then the extra ones I'll just make sure they're a little lighter, and then I'll hang them more or less off the HLG because it's a little more sturdy than doing it off the.
Hang them off the light.
I've done that, yeah. Because the HLG, because the HLG runs the DIY kits. They're heat sinks.
Oh, okay.
So I just put it on the other side of the heat sink when the lights are been turned off and cooled down. So it's not touching wires. It's not touching diodes. It's the hanger's actually just sitting in between 2 of the fins.
Oh yeah. Hey, what up, man? Yeah, dude, that's fucking smart. I never done that though. I'm paranoid as shit, but
Yeah.
I was
Depending on
keeping
the
light
light
out.
though,
Yeah.
I would make sure you're not putting pressure anywhere where there's like wires or connections or diodes. I again, I'm doing it making sure it's just strictly on the heat sink where it's not going to touch the actual thing. So you want to be careful with that.
So what's your go-to grow setup right now? Like your fucking favorite brand, your favorite tool, like something that you gotta have with your grow.
For my grow,
Yeah.
well, I've always run my DIY Scorpion. That's my favorite part of my garden.
Hell yeah.
Right. That's where I
Scorpion.
bought. I ended up taking. It's not actually not even a real one. But when I made it, when I put that thing together, the Scorpion wasn't a light yet.
Ah, okay.
The reason why I did what I did was because I mapped out what a 4x4 area would be here because I did it for a 4x4 area. I tried to figure out if the HLG had the QB 288s, which come with that kit.
Mm.
The QB 288s is maximum coverage was like 1.5 by 1.5 feet, which is ideal coverage. So I mapped out what the coverage ideally would have been in the 4x4. Yeah, it was a 2x2 area for each one, and I figured out what the best spread would have been to maximize the efficiency in that tent by just strictly of how the HLG's little QB 288s were. So and I would figure that out watching some of the stuff that Bugby did. And one of the main gardeners that I used to watch before really starting my channel was Green Jeans Garden.
Green Jean.
I don't know if you've ever watched him. I have a very similar style to him because he was one of those people that clicked for me. I watching how he grew. It was like, okay, well, this makes sense. So I always wanted to get to the point of doing the 4x8, and now I'm there. Plus the 2x2, plus the 2x4, and the 3x3, and another 2x4, and the propagation tent, which I just took down.
And the neighbor's house. And the guy down the street. Love it. You have you tried any new tech recently that you think is a game changer?
Well, the freeze dryer. But I haven't gotten to the point of using it in hash yet. I've only used it for freeze drying candy so far, but that's going to be something that's going to really make a difference. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to start making freeze dried candy and putting it through my website.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do, because where I live, it's really good for berries and stuff like that, like just for like the farms here. I'm going to go pick berries and then freeze dry berries and send away. That's what this box will do.
Bro, I'll order a shipment right now. You let me know. You fucking freak. Bro, what?
I got. So this is for these are all the oxygen packs.
Oh, let's see. Hold up. There we go.
So I got oxygen packs here because that's the biggest problem is when the oxygen. There's a whole bunch in here.
Okay.
Some freeze dried candy here.
Oh,
so these things, so the bananas didn't work as well as they should have, but these things right here are the nerds, like the nerd clusters. They got puffy. They got real puffy. But again, this bag isn't. Everything in here probably absorbs water all the time. So it's been testing so far.
Okay.
But I've done
Skittles. Let's go.
But no, I got packaging set up. I got yeah. This box sold up.
Okay, bro.
So
dope as shit. You're trying to cut out the candy man.
Yeah. Well, I want to make something out of it so it's not just for patch, so I can actually use it for other purposes.
Hell yeah. So it makes its money back.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. So what's your take on automating your grow systems? Like fully automating?
What's up? Oh, I was just looking at somebody in the The chat. Yeah, the red dye. The red dye. Yeah, I hear you. I'm still looking at different candies once things change over. I'm in testing for that. I'm more interested in the berries than the candy, to be honest, because where I live, it's so fresh. It's like all like fresh farmland. It's all, yeah. I live on an island.
You know, anytime you eat fucking fruit, like literally anything with that shiny glaze, that's bugs too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, literally anything with that glaze. Your fucking, what is it? Red 40 dye is a bunch of like little parasitic little fucking bugs. Yeah, that is
really
right.
what it is?
Yeah, it's literally, they literally look like little fucking like parasites, bro. And like they have this red dye that comes off of them, and that's what they use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like actually start looking into a lot of these foods, bro, and it'll blow your fucking mind. How much goddamn like chemicals and insects, parasites, we're literally like spraying fucking vomit and shit on on ourselves is like the cologne that like whale vomit and shit like essentially is in that. That's one of the like abergas or abergris. I can never pronounce it right, but it's literally like whale vomit or some shit. And we literally, that dude is so expensive. We use that in most perfumes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfumes, colognes, like yeah. The world's yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. Back to the question. What's your take on automated grows? Like a full automated grow system. Never like barely have to walk in there. Only to like do your, well, you should always walk in there. I never.
So my 4x8 I run on the Hydrolock. Yeah. So Hydrolock is no longer a running company. From last time I remember, I think their websites are down. I don't know if they got something else, but as far as I know, I haven't been in touch with the guy for a while. Mm-hmm. But so it's a pump system because I don't live there, and I have to make sure that those big plants are getting watered, especially with the bigger ones, more than once a day. Especially because I do the 5 gallon air pots, and I'm running 2 plants and 2 5-gallon air pots running through the whole 4x8. So I'm doing that so I can maximize the cycle and the whole air cycle with the watering. So I hit it at 6 in the morning and I hit it at noon, and my lights turn on at 6 and turn off at 6 at night. So they get water when they turn on. They get water in the middle of the day, but they get nothing else till the morning because you don't want to give it water before it turns off.
Okay. Have you ever done like I call it power feeding, but I'm 100% positive that is 100% wrong what I'm saying. But you will start with like a low EC right in the morning, and you feed that shit more frequently throughout the day, just less amounts, right? Trying to keep that same saturation level throughout the day, and then you slowly bring it down near nighttime and shit because you don't want wet feet while you're sleeping. You raise up that EC to like when you're at midday, you should be at fucking like almost like you should be high. Okay, you should be high as shit, and then you bring it back down so you don't burn it at night. And you keep that process, and you'll boost like you crazy growth, crazy fucking growth.
That's interesting. That'd be something I'd want to try once I can get into a place where I can live and grow the same, and I can adjust those things. I don't live there, so I can't change that AC to the EC for that timing, right? Mm-hmm. Or else I would. I love being in my garden and hand water my garden because that's when you can get in there and see. It's like, why is that thing so funky? Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Right? Like, I like being in there, but I just can't be there twice a day when I don't live there.
Yeah, I'd have a fully automated system, and I'd still be there all day, every day. Like,
and the nice thing about it though is I run the 45-gallon reservoir, which honestly for I use the raw, and these are 5-gallon pails of it. So I only need a half. What is it? I need 100. I need 100 grams of each for 45 gallons. So that's gonna last a while. It's already lasting a while.
Yeah, what is that? Like a quarter of a cup? Like maybe like that much? Is that? Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah.
But But yeah, so that works out well, and that 45-gallon feeds the hydroponic system, which is just, and I sub pump. I pull it to the inline pump, which blows it to the manifold, and
Okay.
then the manifold will sprinkles off two separate drippers, which the hurricane, which does the 360 spray over
Oh,
the cones. So the cones prevent evaporation, so you keeps the moisture where it's supposed to be instead of getting out of there.
yeah.
And it does a full saturation with the hurricane sprayers throughout.
That's fucking cool.
But that reservoir, when I go there, so I go there on Saturdays for major garden work, which I already did today.
Mhm.
And then on Mondays, not Tuesdays right now because it's not a lot of craziness going on, but normally Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays throughout the week, I go there before work. And that's when I just pull out of that reservoir, fill up my my watering can that I have over there, and then I hand water the two other tents. And so the two other tents get hand watered, and then the other one's in the hydro system.
Sheesh.
So I'm still hand watering too. It's a mix of both and both.
Oh yeah. There we go. How do you like them auto pots so far? I'm running 4 pots also.
Sorry, air pots are what I run. The
Air pots.
So actually I got one.
Well, we'll check out who's in chat real quick. Who all here? What we got? We got Token Tom in the house. We got Reggie. What up, man? I said what up to you. We got Panero. We got Galaxy. Got the Germinator. Indoor, outdoor. J
When you
Rat.
see dirt on it, don't mind because it's in a dirty bin. It has to be clean. But yeah, so you just have the
There,
base.
yeah. Yep.
And then you take and then you get the side. And then you have your base.
Yep.
You get your side. And then after you connect, you have screw-ins, especially for the 1 gallon. So this is a 1 gallon. I would do the one on the bottom and then the one on the top. And then on the 5 gallons that I use for flower, I do bottom, middle, and top. That's all you have to do. And then when it's time to transplant, you just unscrew those and then you pop it. And then you have a root ball that's just ready to go. It doesn't you don't have to be digging anything up. You don't have to be ripping things. It's just ready to go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I've seen a couple of those, but I ain't never used one.
Yeah, they help for getting more air to the root zones so you don't have that. It works really well with cocoa. And in cocoa, I find they work really well. I have used them with Guy Green on plants outside, be it cannabis and non-cannabis. They always do well. My tomatoes always do crazy. I actually used to scrog tomatoes across my front deck. I used to have a trellis set, and I used to just pull them through like the tomatoes through the front deck and just make a giant wall of plants. So when the sun came over, we had a sunshade that was made out of tomato plant vines.
Fuck, that's smart as shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. Oh shit, we passed the hour mark a little bit ago, but that's okay. Real quick, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Fucking land this plane. If you have anything else that you wanna, get off your chest, you wanna say, it's a chance, shout out what you wanna shout out.
I just want to shout out the Canada community. Just keep helping each other out. Help when somebody needs a hand with their garden. Don't call them out on it half the time. Just make sure you kind of understand what they're doing, and also when you're asking questions when it comes to plants, make sure you give out the full amount of information that you need. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking somebody about something's happening, let them know if it's on the top or the bottom or like where the problem is, instead of showing them a leaf. Make it easy, because they're immobile nutrients will depend on where it's showing up. there's many different things you can. People help each other out and not get frustrated. It'd be awesome because the Canada community can be strong and really, really grow, and it's awesome. So
Hell yeah.
I just shout out the whole community, and then shout out Ames. Thank you for throwing on this live, man. It's awesome. We talked about this back in November, and then we New Year's and what have you, and now we're here. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry it took so long, bro.
It's all good. It's all the beginning of the year, man. There's a lot of things on the go.
Oh yeah. It's busy as hell.
Right.
Dang, it's been a crazy year, man. Again, thank you for coming on, bro. Hella knowledge. And I love what you said about that, like with the fucking telling them where it is, like your problem is on the plant, like you're like literally what he said. You have fucking your mobile and immobile nutrients, right?
Yeah.
Then you have toxicities and then deficiencies.
Yeah.
All of those show up in different places, right?
Yeah.
Like they show up in different spots on your plant. So you really want to give the most possible information. I love that shit. That was great.
Exactly.
Bro.
And if you really can give people kind of your parameters too, right? Like temperature, humidity,
Medium.
if you really know that, right? Like as much of the information you can, because then people can give you the answer. Because I have so many people ask me questions and then they get sometimes frustrated because they don't get the answer they want. But I'm like, well, you show me a leaf. I don't know where that's from.
Literally.
It could be a couple of different things at this point.
Facts, dude.
So, right? No.
100%.
No, it's just awesome. It's just
fuck yeah.
Because people grow together when people really, and then when it clicks and you see people's gardens and you see people just accelerate in what they're growing and the quality, and then how it's awesome. It's really cool seeing how people react when it clicks. That's the coolest part about it. It really is, right?
Watching them grow 100% change. I love that. Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, real quick, shut yourself out. Where they can find you. Tell the folks.
Yeah, Matt's Greenspace. My biggest thing is on YouTube. I do have an Instagram, which is just strictly mostly pictures. I have Facebook group. It's attached to my Facebook page. That's kind of give you weekly updates on different times and when things are coming out. But that's where you'll find me on there. I do a live stream every Tuesday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. There's a bunch of people come in there, and that's a lot of good information gets thrown down. And anybody's welcome. Come up and show your grow. Come up, have questions. My website is just mattsgreenspace.com. That's where you can find that free course that I do, and we kind of sit in. There's about 5 slots for that. If there's enough people that kind of do it, I just keep running it for now. And again, that kind of helps me be able to teach things better and get that going. And at the same time, I can try to pass on knowledge that will help people in their grow as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. That was fucking sick. Again, thank you for fucking being here.
Thanks for having me, man. That's awesome.
Bro, hella knowledge. Love it. Yes. I can't wait, bro. Dude, y'all go tap in. Go tap into his classes, bro. Go learn from this man. This man's smart as shit. Bro, we're definitely gonna have another one, and then we're gonna talk fucking nutrients. We're gonna talk all kinds of shit. So I know I want to pick your brain more. I have a totally separate set of fucking questions for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure we will.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, thank you again for being here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Everybody, that's it. That was Matt Greenspace, bro. Fucking sick ass dude, bro. Hella knowledge, cool ass guy. Go tap in. Go tap in. Sub up to him. Show some fucking love. Go to this fucking, bro, classes, bro. Go learn how to grow from this man. He learned from the best, bro. He learned from the goats. The goats. He learned from them, bro. He'll teach you something. He'll teach you something crazy. But anyways, y'all have a good rest of your night. You stay safe out there. Fucking, bro, go tap in on my Discord too, bro. You'll find me over there. I also do shows on Twitch and shit. I've been gaming it up a little bit. Tap in. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. Y'all stay high. Peace out.